What's going on, everyone? This is Michael Stewart Isaacs.
And this is Shemeka Ebony.
And this is your next edition of Sunday Stacks. Yes, Sunday Stacks. We are back and we are recording a special edition down in Georgia. Yes, around the Atlanta area. We are in Georgia, blessing the cities, blessing the areas, really just enjoying some retreat time, some special time that we needed as an organization to just take some time. But, we have to bring you what's happened to us week for week here at Sunday Stacks. So we couldn't leave you without an edition. Of course, it is the weekend for Labor Day. So we are just excited just to, just take a moment to just reflect on the long summer and all the hard work and the diligence that's brought off a lot of great things. So we had to take a little time to get a little retreat. You want to tell the people what we had to get into in regards to some corporate retreats?
Yes, so in the company this week, this is a plan and pivot week, which is a dedicated week for resetting, reevaluating, checking things out as to how we're doing in the business and our goals and things. And so we had the opportunity to retreat for the quarter down at JeJu Sauna and Well-Being Haven. If you've never been there, put it on your bucket list.
Amazing.
It is certainly an opportunity for being more relational with your community, whether that's in your family, whether that's in your community or within your company. And it may be a corporate retreat location for you as well, or something that you prioritize to sow into your staff and your partners. Definitely look it up. Check our social media. We may likely have some photos up, but this was not our first time there, but it felt like our first time again with the refueling and energy that we experienced while there. And just a forewarning, it is like a Korean bathhouse, and it is true to the practices.
You got to be vulnerable in this space.
Literally. And as the author, while I'm getting naked, I cannot not tell you that there is a portion of this experience at JeJu where you will be naked, and you will be naked in front of strangers that you may think, right? Because one beautiful thing about JeJu is that it reminds us in our vulnerability while we are naked that we are human, we are the same, we are loved. It is restricted by gender to women only on one side and men only on the other. But it kind of takes away everything, all the hats we wear, the judgments we have, and you have no choice. You cannot be whatever your ... is and be naked.
Right, it's true. I mean, it brings this vulnerability of just being reborn, right? Mm-hmm. It's bringing healing, it's bringing cleansing. The saunas just have all these unique experiences. I mean, you can do a salt sauna, a charcoal sauna. You get so many options.
Gold and silver.
I mean, crystal, or was it jewels? Like, it's just an amazing, well thought out place. But you feel the difference in each mineral, each element in regards to how it heals your body and helps detox your body.
Detox. You're sweating. You are letting go. You are laying aside every weight. And you can get services added on like foot reflexology, massages, manicures, pedicures, and it's literally a place where the entire family can come. They even have an indoor swimming pool. So family members, no one has to be left at home if you want to make it a family connecting experience, or a good girlfriends.
Awesome. Yes, we definitely want to make sure that throughout the experience with this, we continue to rejuvenate ourselves as we want to bring you things that stack up week for week. We have to make sure that we keep ourselves healthy and healed. We are excited always being here alive on the Alive Podcast Network, just bringing you this good energy and these good vibes. Again, holiday weekends give you that great energy, but the week still had to come. And so as we always start each episode, Shemeka, how is it stacking for you this week?
Oh, I am stacking with some joy and celebration as we just wrapped up our global work that we do with the Community Girls Advocacy Network. Just had their batch 2 a vacation school graduation where the young people were learning about entrepreneurship, leadership, interior design, public speaking, and for a whole month out in Sierra Leone in the Bow and Freetown area. Monica Kabia, which is over the CoGAN organization, has been leading work to create change for the youth in her community. And we're so proud they graduated over 55 individuals.
Yay.
They received certificates and had a graduation. You can see some of those photos on social media.
Social media, I Am Brilliant.
I Am Brilliant. You are too,
yes.
On Instagram. Definitely check it out. We are celebrating with our salon family.
Yes.
So that's how it's feeling for me. How's it stacking for you this week?
Hey, well, it is stacking amazing. Again, shout out to Monica and the team out there in Sierra Leone. Again, the work and the exercises that I see you and her just been developing one another just in terms of just this mentorship. So it's beautiful to see how it's shaping and all these young women and just young teens just progressing and growing. And men, hey, everyone
coming to the vacation school too.
Everyone needs to grow. I think that's beautiful. And so, I Am Brilliant is proud to be a supporter of the insights and whatever resources we can to continue to help grow these organizations. So, it's beautiful to see how it's stacking for you. And as it's stacking for me, this has been a unique experience for me this week. Again, focused on getting a hard summer, put together and really making sure that the fall is where it needs to be in regards to business. And just, being a father, even us taking this time to relax, having some time to come to Georgia. I came to visit some family as well. I got to admit, came to see my mother. Haven't seen her in a while. And so it was nice to spend some time with her and my sister. And got the chance to lead the boys, our brilliant bunch. Yes, Max and Chi, shout out. But yes, got a chance to let them spend some time with their cousins. And more importantly, to their nana, they get the chance to spend time with my mother and kind of just soak in that energy. So I'm happy that, we're down here just being able to embrace some time to relax, enjoy JeJu, enjoy you, and just me and you just enjoying. You're the best part of my week, baby.
Oh,
every week. I love just hanging out with you and just spending time and just reflecting. And we ain't gonna lie to y'all. We out here planning world domination. I can't lie to you, but let me explain why. Because for years I've been working as an entrepreneur, 26 plus hard years in this game, putting bricks to so many people's empires. And so finally growing my opportunities. I have a company called Mosaic, and Mosaic has been going for many years doing various things, just being a support organization for so many people. But finally, I had an opportunity to partner with an organization that I have had such a lifetime of experience with, Network for Teaching Entrepreneurships, or affectionately known as NFTE. And NFTE and I have been doing some amazing work all year long, just really advocating and pushing for entrepreneurship across the country as a means of really bringing our country to a new prosperity. You might heard me call it entrepaganda. But essentially this week, they gave me the honor of featuring me to close out the end of August for National Black Business Month. They gave me a wonderful spotlight that really just made my week. Like everyone, as a business owner and just an individual father, a person in your community, you have your ups and downs. It was a week of every kind of thing, trying to get meetings in, kids' doctor's appointments, all kind of things. And I was feeling kind of stressed, y'all. But all of a sudden, when things felt down, this wonderful article found me, and that NFTE was able to craft just to kind of support and just uplift my spirits to the hard work of what it is to be an entrepreneur.
Congratulations.
Some people think, these things can be, however they may view it in terms of someone's career. But when you have a long career like mine, and sometimes you feel underappreciated for doing so much to help so many people, to have an organization kind of really spotlight not just my work, but just spotlight words that I hope encourage and empower the next generation of entrepreneurs who are going to lead their families, their communities, and their companies. And that's kind of the work you see us do here at Sunday Stack. So it's been a wonderful week stacking up for me, and I'm looking forward to the fall, and I'm looking forward to this topic that we have this week to really energize you all. So thank you, Shemeka, for checking in with me. I love your week check-in. It's just, we love doing what we do here at Sunday Stacks, just to let you know how it should feel week for week when you're working hard out there as a family, a mother, a father, a single parent, whatever you may be out there, right? Week for week, it should stack up for you. And here at Sunday Stacks, we like to create these intriguing topics to really help you start to see how you can come alive, how you can find new ways of growth and personal development, self-help if not. But one thing that came, we've been doing a wonderful series for the last few weeks. It started off with the Ram, really a master. Then it took you to Jesus, join every soul universally serving. And now we're going to take you to the Bible. Yes, y'all, the Bible. We're going to talk about this term, but we're not going to take it from just talking about the book, but we're going to talk about it from the acronym, Basic Instructions Before Leaving Earth. Yes, the Bible. The Bible are basic instructions before leaving Earth. So what we want to stimulate you all out here is just to think about all the different ways that we use religious texts to help us find ways of reflection of humans that lived prior to us, but then us now having to train new humans to come about and take on this information to help them have some level of guidance in regards to how they should orchestrate or live their lives. If you think about it, basic instructions before leaving Earth, Bible. The Bible is a text of people's experiences that are designed to help us somehow get an understanding on how certain parables of life may happen. And it's like Aesop's fables or various things that allow for us to have a perspective of passing down mistakes that us as human generations may sometimes experience. So but we want to educate the next generation on ways not to find those same follies. The only thing I've come to learn as someone who's a practitioner of speaking and working with people is that human beings somehow have this restart all the time where we really we don't genetically pass all of our information beyond maybe physical traits and physical abilities to our children. So they have to relearn. And because we have education systems and all these other things out here that are teaching children just as much as these social devices and all these different things, sometimes we miss out on these basic instructions before leaving Earth. And thus, in my opinion, leaves a lot of this congestion and, people not finding their identity on who they are and how to navigate life. I mean, what's your thoughts on that, Shameka?
Oh, this is great. What I appreciate when we think about the Bible in reference to basic instructions before leaving Earth, it really made me think about one of the reasons why I use scriptural text from the Bible in While I'm Getting Naked in Sanctuary Life. No different than we would look at an encyclopedia or a reference. Regardless of what we believe, we have been exposed to this common book that has been translated into languages in which we can understand. And many of us use it as a guidebook, whether it's from religious practices or spirituality or from, living out the Proverbs, literally. I think it's such a powerful asset, but it's a point of reference that everybody is a little bit familiar with. You may not know it verbatim, but if you start hearing something in it, it came from there. Much like we hear from our favorite poet or read our favorite book. We know those lines. We know that artist. And I think about the basic instructions before leaving Earth being that reference point or the encyclopedia of life that we can go back and see ourselves and learn about the history and hopefully take away some lessons that will help us be better versions of ourselves.
I love that. And I think from a perspective, I look at today's era and I'm just kind of bringing a nuance to this basic instructions before leaving Earth. We have AI. We have computers now that we're programming all of these different informational points that we can use to figure out the stock market, or we can put in moral, prose, all these different great writings and scholarly writings into one machine. And this one machine will have all of that wisdom at its disposal in regards to outputting a piece of information to educate us and inform us. I think about a conversation I've had this week. I think it started with you. And then when I came and visited my family, I brought up this topic of shame. And shame was just a way of just understanding that in life that we have this emotion or this concept of shame. Shame is a feeling where people may feel bad about something they've done. But then I had a revelation throughout the week that some of the shames that I've had in my lifetime have actually been good. They have actually been helpful. It helped me with my moral development. It helped me with some of my behavioral corrections. And it also helped me to really, understand certain norms that I was practicing that weren't healthy, though my friends may have done it. And when I think about the Bible and these basic instructions before leaving Earth, it was that itself, these different finding better moral ways that helped me to really become a better person when I had to acknowledge through shame that I wasn't doing the right things. I was embarrassing my mother. I may have embarrassed my family, my behavior, the way I was treating people, the way I was treating people I considered friends or people I thought I was dating, or just everything that I've done in my lifetime. I had to take a moment and say, I could have done better. I could have been a better person. And so the question was shame something that we should be not able to use in terms of helping people become better, not making them feel bad about themselves?
Yeah, don't sit in it. Like, no one's asking you to sit in it, but you got to be touched. You have to be touched by it, because being touched by shame opens the door to shift shame to transformation, to be a better person. But sometimes we get stuck, and then shame turns into a weight. It turns into a cloak that we hide behind, and we never really deal with what got us in that position or posture. And I have a saying I say all the time: no shame, no shade. Like, we're going to call you in to help you come out of the darkness, the hiding place of shame that, you hold on to, and then it impacts your own well-being journey because you're carrying extra weight that wasn't intended. So we got to exercise ourselves out of shame. We can't just stay there. But it is good to have been touched by shame so that you can shift that shame to your next stage of transformation.
Wow. Powerful. Shemeka, I mean, you always leave these powerful pros in regards to just getting us to think in a different way. And I really thank you. And that's the point of basic instructions before leaving Earth, is that sometimes we must be in a posture that we're not perfect. We're going to start off the world not fully knowing right from wrong. We have to be taught by parents, and we have to hope those parents haven't been scarred and tortured by life themselves. Right. That we have to then know that even the things we're taught may not always be the most effective thing that's going to help us prosper. Though our parents did it, though our grandparents did it, if it's not getting us results that we want to see in our lives, then we need some new instructions. We need something else that can help us leave a true legacy here on earth. And I mean, I know people say legacy, legacy, legacy. What does that truly mean if you don't have any basic instructions that even yourself, what are you leaving behind as an instruction of reform that can help someone else coming behind you become better behind some of the life lessons that you've learned? That's something that we have to look at in the word testimony, right? That might end up being something we touch on too soon, right? But that's a little too long to make some acronyms. But we definitely enjoy talking about really a master, the RAM, JESUS, Jesus. Join every soul universally serving. And this week we present to you the Bible, B.I.B.L.E. Basic instructions before leaving Earth.
Yes, we're stacking. We stack this up to help prepare you for what's ahead, to empower you, to transform your thinking. I want to just also lift up the power of mental transformation when we give ourselves a moment to breathe. We have had this opportunity, and we want to share that with you, that meditation is helpful. That self-care you need doesn't mean that you can only get it if you come to JeJu. Like, we don't want to leave that message with you this week. We want to leave that whatever your thing is, relaxing, for us is hiding in the bathroom, right? Away
our
from
own
everyone,
personal spa.
Our own personal spa, right? to be transformed. And we hope that as we talk about how we're stacking, you are now given a blueprint of what's possible to think something instead of the stinking thinking that you've been stuck in for a while. So share this information with other people. Share these links. Send clips. And if you haven't downloaded the Alive Podcast Network app, make sure you do that. That is an incredible way, a guaranteed way to get this info first. We drop it there before we even drop it on YouTube. So definitely download Alive Podcast Network. Look for Sunday Stacks and like and subscribe. Download, hold you some clips, and let's go deeper together as we enter into what this next series may be.
I love it. Thank you. And as we transition to get ready soon, we go into the Whiz of the Week. Whiz of the Week. Yes, this episode of Whiz of the Week, we will eventually have a sponsor, but we're going to just say it's sponsored by us always. I Am Brilliant. You know, I Am Brilliant is always doing amazing things. So we will be our own sponsor in this moment. But for this week's Whiz of the Week, we want to touch on so many different things. We talk about concept of shame. We talk about toxins of basic instruction before leaving Earth. This week, we've had a lot of ups and downs. We've had presidential controversy for Donald Trump laying a wreath at Arlington National Cemetery, being a PR stunt for his political agenda. And of course, the Harris campaign has laid out a statement in regards to their discontent with it all. But, you know, hey, this is how politics moves. Whether it was a good move or bad move, it'll only play itself out. But the people still have to go to the polls. So don't forget to vote this year. As we look at the different things that we had this week, we have a lot of different tragedies that went on. We have, unfortunately, the senseless shooting of 46-year-old Officer Darron Burks in Dallas. He was an officer newly sworn in, 46 years old, just, you know, trying to do good in his community, by all measures, a true community champion that we celebrate here at Sunday Stacks. And to understand that he was senselessly killed by a disgruntled young man who obviously put himself in a lot of mental content with police officers, or just in general, you know, we see these moments happening because our young people are just being exposed to so many things that don't allow for them to truly get those basic instructions before leaving Earth. And so thus they have moral compasses that would lead them to these unfortunate truths. And, you know, it's unfortunate that this officer, who seems, like I said, by all measures to be a modeled citizen, truly just wanting to serve his community, is now, you know, having to be mourned in such a senseless way. We just wanted to give our love and support to the family, to the fellow officers in Dallas, the
community, the Omega fraternity that he was a part of, the students that he had been teaching at the alternate learning school before he became a police officer 8 months ago. You know, this is really what I would give the example of holding tension in life-giving ways. I watched an interview with the shooter's father, and his, you know, lack of understanding. You know, it was still so preliminary that he hadn't even been given all the details of what happened yet. So just seeing that this is impacting so many aspects of the community, from civic engagement to public service to individuals, family members, you know, just seeing, and it looked like that this was I think they said it was an execution, so a targeted execution, that there was a person that had been going around targeting law enforcement and community. It's heartbreaking to hear that we have gotten to this point. This is a time to pray for sure, and really sending prayers out to the Dallas community as they, you know, try to move forward with this, feeling this loss from this incredible young man. I think I heard one of his fraternity brothers say he didn't smoke or drink. Like, he was really a stand-up guy. We've heard and seen nothing but positive things about him.
That is just, you know, one of those things. Again, we just want to just uplift.
Oh, and there's two more officers that were shot by this perpetrator. So I want to lift them up in your
Healing.
prayers too, that they and their families be healed as this community is healing from these 3 law enforcement officers being shot and one whose life was taken.
Hey, we definitely want to bring healing energy and vibes and just truly, get our audience just to collectively, let's pray. Let's make sure that this senselessness change. Let's focus more on our families, communities, and companies in a way that brings a greater, not just positivity should be the norm, not some abnormal thing. The way we treat one another, the way we behave, the way our systems and processes serve us as a society. And I hope we truly continue to improve. Mm-hmm. So young men like this, person who chose to harm this officer don't even have to be fostered in our society, because we're doing better in regards to stimulating and making sure that these things don't happen. It's just this gun violence, just everything that's happened in our country just needs to stop and really, turn into a way of bringing real better energy. It's just been a heartbreaking week. And as we also have to mention another heartbreaking story, we lost the beloved personality we know as Fatman Scoop. His government name is Isaac Freeman III. We unfortunately lost him during a stage performance that this legendary Brooklyn, shout out to Brooklyn. I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York, and just Fatman Scoop is a whole legend in regards to how he's been building and really growing in community, and how he's just really been the person that just really has put us on the map. So I want to shout out Fatman Scoop to his family. I want to say, just love, healing energy, prayers. I know it's not easy to lose a loved one who's probably a provider for his family, so many different, aspects of what he was out here still working and building for. And for him, him to lose his life on stage, it's one of those unique things where, of course, as a performer, where else would you want to be, right? But at the same time, we have to take care of our health. We have to make sure that our wellness is prioritized, drink plenty of water, whatever it may be that, brought Fatman Scoop down. We want to just pray for him and others out there to just learn through this example to just keep your health, get checked up, man. Just make sure you're healthy out here. Make sure you're doing everything you can to keep yourself together. We want to make sure you live a long life to take care and continue to take care of your family. So again, R.I.P., rest in paradise. Shout out to Fatman Scoop. Just like I said, a whole legend, someone I had a pleasure of meeting once in life. So I'm grateful just to feel his energy and just continue to see him do, what God wants him to do with his voice still being here on the earth. As I always break down, it's like he's a musician, so his voice will be with us forever. And everybody gonna hear them Fatman Scoop songs more in the club. So definitely shout out to his family and, blessings to his life. So I'll leave it at that. Any closing words, Shameka?
Nope. I appreciate, you lifting it up, but you said it best. Get your health checked.
Yes, and as we look to do our closeout, we want to make sure we thank the Alive Podcast Network as we are looking to, just continue to build week for week as we keep growing the Sunday Stacks platform. We're looking to wrap this episode. We appreciate you to follow us on social media. Follow, Shameka Ebony. Follow Michael Stewart Isaacs. You'll
follow
get
Sunday Stacks.
Sunday Stacks Podcast on Instagram. We'll soon have the Facebook page up as well, too. But also you can find information on I Am Brilliant on Facebook. I Am Brilliant, the letter U, the letter R, the number 2 on Instagram, or you can always follow the hashtag and find all our information so you can see how things truly stack for us week for week and visualize this phenomenal podcast series called Sunday Stack. So thank you all always for listening. As we always say, I am brilliant and you are too. Thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you next week. Peace.